Good morning from the Guatemalese jungle. This is our view from our room. Oh, it's already 6 and we have so much light, although it's a bit cloudy. But this is where we're staying. I mean, there's a huge lake, Petén Lake near Tikal, the very famous Mayan ancient place, pyramids. And yeah, we arrived yesterday. It was just 6 by the time we arrived. So in Central America, the sun is getting up. It's rising at about 6. Right now it's a bit cloudy, but then it also sets at around 6. So you have 12 hours of daylight constantly throughout the year, which kind of helps to make up your plans, but also means that you have to wake up early if you have a lot of things to do for today, like we plan on doing today, visiting Tikal, which means I'm really tired because yesterday we drove 12 hours, not 6, 12. So the plan was to drive 6. That was what the app said, but we ended up driving 12 because that's how long it actually took. So all of that information is included in my driving in Guatemala video, which is gonna be very extensive and will provide a lot of insight, tips, info about driving in Guatemala. Possible, but there are a lot of ifs. And since we already got here, we cannot waste our time and we need to go and admire Tikal. At this point, I do not know what to expect. I just need to drink my coffee first. So our host was really nice today and she brought us papaya and some yogurt. And yesterday at the supermarket we bought like some tortillas and avocado and cheese. Sorry, Tyson, but you already got your cheese tax. And this is our hammock, which Eddie tried, and it was great. And we have a beautiful view, which we are going to enjoy later on because I think it's very nice at sunset. We missed the sunset yesterday, but the sun should set right over here. It should be beautiful, right? But now it's a bit cloudy, although it's great because it feels great. It's not super warm. And you can see the bird. You can hear the birds also playing right now in the traffic. Yeah. So we're just gonna finish our breakfast and head out. Start exploring. Oh, I forgot to show you our little kitchen over here. It's simple, small, but we have a lot. Come on, stop begging. You got your tax. Guess who's going to Tikal in Guatemala? We are, and we got super lucky with this cloudy day. I mean, usually when you go someplace, you don't want a cloudy day, but here in Guatemala, trust me, when it gets sunny, it's blinding. So right now, I'm actually enjoying this weather. It's 7:45, 7:44, and we are staying in El Remate.
El Remate.
El Remate. We are staying in El Remate near the lake, which is, I think, one of the last villages close to, like, here's another village. Yeah, there are a few other small villages, but El Remate is like more touristy and they have a few hotels. And from there you have to drive to Tikal or go with the local agency. There are some tours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because so much of what you see is in the jungle, a lot of times it's recommended that you get a guide.
Yeah, it's recommended to get a guide, but you can also go there there by yourself. I think there are guides
Which one?
also there. Opa!
Yes.
Diba?
Oh yeah.
I did not see that.
I think my head cracked in 3 different places. Yeah, go on. You're telling us about the guy. Look, there's a guy on a horse. It's very relaxed here, and you're very relaxed. Tell us about the view you got from the hotel.
We already established the view is awesome. I filmed a bit of the view this morning, and I just want to mention a quick thing about the drive. It's only 20 something kilometers from El Remate to Tikal, what the map says to be Tikal or entrance, but that will take you driving about 1 hour and a half, like 20 kilometers, 25 in 1 hour and a half. That's the state of the road. Although it's nobody right now on the road, and it's still good. Eddie read online that there are some potholes at some point, so I don't know what to expect. I'm just gonna document the thing and tell you if it's possible. So right now, this far we made it with the car. It's possible to drive from Guatemala City to El Remate.
Which very few people do, and probably
Nobody.
wiser not to.
Yeah.
You can fly, you can
fly,
get a
but-
shuttle, but driving all the way like this makes you a super driver.
Yes. Well, we did it for the video, so I hope this will help others plan their trip to Guatemala and to drive to Guatemala and to explain the driving conditions.
It will certainly test your marriage, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's constantly testing Edward. He said that he should get a medal because apparently when he's not filming, I'm a very difficult person.
Wow.
But in my defense, after driving for 12 hours on a road that should have taken just 6,
Well, I volunteered to drive.
yeah, no.
Anyway, I think we're gonna need to stop this
Yeah,
because apparently in a couple of minutes we might reach a ticket gate or something like that.
Yeah.
And let's actually keep our eyes open.
Yeah. Okay. We have sound. We just paid. It was such an ordeal because although we read online you can pay with card, you cannot pay with card. You cannot pagar con tarjeta si necesitas efectivo. You need cash. And it was not expensive. It was like 37 euros per 2, but we managed to pay online. So do yourself a favor and just pay online and download the tickets online from your email and you're good to go, and then you can just go. And now we drive for like 20 kilometers more till we get to the site, but you cannot pass this checkpoint if you don't have a ticket because this is where you buy it.
But all of it is Mayan center. So if technically you want to come here and just stay for a week and explore the jungles, you would find things. And
Yeah. Look at the sign. It says some sort of animal.
Jaguars. They actually have jaguars, I think. Something like that.
Cuidado. Oh my god.
Is that a jaguar?
Yeah.
Cuidado?
Yeah. Cuidado is like take care, like attention.
They have a bunch of like wild animals.
Paso de animal. They said like animals could cross. Also, all the guides and everybody here just speaks Spanish. So if you don't speak Spanish,
But they're very nice though.
they're very nice people. They also sold us the map for 25 quetzal, which is it's not cheap. It's not expensive either. It's just, when you don't have a lot of cash, you start to.
Hey, come on. You're gonna see the pyramids. Enough complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm just stating the things that you need to go through.
Okay, I'm gonna close this thing.
Yeah, 15 kilometers to go. So we need to get this paper to the man here. Okay, stop filming. Or maybe not. So after the barrier thing, we drove for like 30 more minutes almost. So we got here to the parking lot. And as you can see, there are not a lot of people. So we are some of the first people here. Most people here come with the like a shuttle. that they rent from El Remate. El Remate?
El Remate.
El Remate. So we're gonna go to the pyramids, film the thing first, and then come back to admire the animals because Eddie just fell in love with the weird monkey that we just saw there.
I did fall in love with a weird monkey.
Yeah, you're like, oh, monkey. It's like you never seen like a wild animal before. And also you should not feed
monkey.
the animals here because there are a bunch of animals. You should not stop on the drive to get here because they could be like really dangerous animals. And,
like the
mess with the nature in any way. So after we parked right here in the park, like after the first barrier, you drive for like 30 minutes, then you arrive here at the parking. There's like a visitor center, there's a museum, also a hotel at least, and a small park for children. There are like a lot of amenities.
Yeah.
And then you have to show them your ticket. And since we got it online at the first barrier where we couldn't pay with the card, we showed them on their phone and it was totally fine. They just wrote it down on a piece of paper and they gave us these bracelets to show that we paid for the ticket. And now we are actually walking in the jungle to go to the pyramids and see the pyramids. I recommend that you either find online a itinerary of the park, or you can buy the map.
I'm not sure you're gonna have internet here, so you might as well buy the map.
Yeah, you should like come prepared.
Maybe get a guide.
No data here because you're in the middle of nowhere. So buy the map. It was 25 quetzal. It was the same price at the first entrance, or you can buy it here once you start walking. They sell it for the same price. So
we're lucky with the weather too.
We're super lucky with the weather today because it's a bit cloudy, so it's not feeling too hot, or too humid.
Yeah.
But we came really prepared. The site of the first pyramid, which appeared tiny on the map, but it's not tiny. Oh. And I like how everything is really organized. You just walk on the path, there are maps and everything, and you can just follow the path. So basically you cannot get lost, but you would need a map or take a picture of the panel at the entrance. They say don't go up, you know. Oh, it's kind of impressive.
Is that a jaguar? No, actually I think it's a howling monkey because they learned to howl like that so other animals would think they were jaguars and leave them alone.
It sounds so scary.
Or it could be a jaguar, you know, because they sound the same.
It sounds like a beast.
Wow. Clever monkey. Would you go and check that out?
No, I would not. I would not. Would you?
No, that's why it's safe.
Is it? I think we take the jungle for granted, but it's not as safe as it looks like in the movies. The first glimpse of a huge Mayan pyramid is a sight that you will not forget. Like, it's huge. Also, there are signs everywhere that you're not allowed to fly your drone. And I left my drone at home. So after 20 minutes walking in the park, we found ourselves in the center. They call it the Gran Plaza, where all the big temples are. But you'll see some things on the way here. And I don't think you can get lost because it's really well organized and you just need to follow the path like this one, even when it's through the jungle or here in the middle. Oh, look. The tourists are already here taking pictures of the big pyramids. Oh, look at this place. So, it's huge. It's huge. And apparently you can still climb on them, which many places not the case anymore, but here, oh my god. Still standing. Look at it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's so nice. Hola. Buenos días. So we made it. It's 20 minutes past 9 in the morning and I'm already sweating. We are right now in Tikal, the center of the Mayan civilization. And you can still see the pyramids standing. What a sight. And for this, Edward, I have to thank you for bringing us here and insisting on visiting this place in Guatemala, because otherwise I would have said like it's too complicated, and it was. It was very complicated to drive here by ourselves.
You know, it only took us 2 days.
It only took us 2 days.
It only took us 2 days on the road in Guatemala.
But was it worth it?
I don't. This might just be the highlight of all our travels. Like this is here. It might not ever get better than this.
Yeah. It's just 9 right now. It feels like midday. It's super sunny. So a few things before I drain my second battery for the day. Bring sunglasses, sunscreen, mosquito spray, long clothes. Right now I'm just dressed for pictures, but I do have clothes to change in case it's needed. Don't sit on the pyramids, on the everything, the stones here, because these are very unique stones and temples. I forgot to mention that the Mayans built these places in 700 AD. 700 AD. So that's a long, long time ago. Do take care of them and enjoy your trip, because it's so worth it. So if you ever come to Guatemala, yes, Tikal is worth the trip, and you can do it with organized tour agencies. You don't have to rent a car like we did, but if you're in for the adventure, you might as well. It's amazing. It's so impressive. I'm speechless. And the fact that not a lot of people put Tikal on their travel bucket list and travel here, it's like mind-blowing. I get it, it's hard to get here, but still, you should, at least consider it. Now you know. I told you.
I told you.
Eddie told us all. Wow, it's already sweaty. And I know I said this before, but oh my God, I'm actually happy that it's a bit cloudy, so we can actually resist here on top of the temple. I think this is one of the few temples, if not, yeah, one of the few temples, but the tallest one on which you can climb, because they built this staircase alongside it through the back, and you have from here the best view of the main square in the center. Yeah, so this temple is 38 meters high. You don't climb up to the top of it, but you climb pretty high up. It's a great place for pictures. There are only 10 people are allowed on it at the time, but we are like 5, 6 right now. So the trick is that you cannot stay here for too long, because the sun is right up there and it's sweaty. You're getting sweaty really fast, even on a cloudy day like today. I can feel a slight breeze right now, for which I'm very grateful. Also, I would recommend wearing loose, thin clothes, but also long, so they can protect you from the sun and the potential mosquito bites or whatever. There are also small lizards and all sorts of animals and jungle bugs around. Wow. So we're just gonna take a few more pictures and then we're gonna get down, because it's just too hot. And my
Be cool.
there's a face. There are a lot of symbols actually, but you need to pay attention and try to see them. And look over here also. There are some signs.
Wow, it's the Lord of the Manor.
It's something from the movies, right?
Yeah,
But it's a real thing.
something from the Indiana Jones movies or the Lara Croft movies, right?
Yeah, unexpected.
Wow, that is brilliant.
It has steps around it, so it was part of a
So,
wider structure.
my stomach is doing the rumblies. I'm treasuring every bite of this, mostly because although we do have money to go and eat at the restaurant, Julia, is too barato to do it. So I just have to eat my chocolate bar. If it does fall, I'm gonna eat it off the floor like a monkey. It was fate who gave me this, and you too.
So here we are sitting in the shades because this tropical paradise has almost killed Edward with his very white skin.
The Mayans planned for this. The Mayans planned for a lot of things.
It's like a defense system.
You know, the Mayans and John Cusack know when the world's gonna end.
Yeah.
Because, well, apparently they actually invented a kind of calendar. And they had weeks, and they had like a cycle of 52 years.
Yeah.
And they had a whole age that lasted 512 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in 2012. That's when it ended. And a new one begins, so...
Oh yeah, that was the big event when with the
and
apocalypse.
The world was about to end, yeah.
Yeah, and turns out the Mayans were not predicting that the world is gonna end. They just stopped counting.
And most importantly, and this will shock a lot of you, I know, is the Mayans are still here. 6 million of them, actually. Mayans never disappeared. They were just tribes. They were never united in a country before Guatemala.
Yeah.
They invented a lot of cool things, like mathematics, even though they didn't communicate with anyone, so it was kind of their invention. They invented the number 0. Is that a number? The non-number.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
They had a lot of science stuff.
They were really smart people.
They were really smart people, but they didn't get to
Still
invent
are.
the guns. And
Well,
the Spaniards had a technological
advantage. Yeah. So, can I say the boring stuff now?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tikal was discovered in 1848
Wow.
by Coronel Modesto Mendez and Ambrosio Tut. It was open to the public in 1955, so not that long ago, and it was recognized as a site of humanity's heritage by UNESCO in 1979. So that's
Wow.
like 50 years ago just.
And the guy told us that even though this is really impressive, a lot of it is still underground. So you can imagine when they're going to get more money to actually excavate this and repair some of it. I mean, it's already sensational.
Wait, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently Tikal in Mayan language, means in the lagoon, but it's also known as the place of the spirit voices. The Mayan civilization dates from year 800 BC until 900 AD. And around 750 AD, the nucleus of the city was about 65 square kilometers.
Right.
Huge.
And what
So
were those pyramids actually for?
Praying? Oh no, they were tombs.
I think they were tombs.
They were
Because one of
tombs.
them, I think the biggest one, was actually a tomb to like the king's wife. And another guy told us that the whole human sacrifice thing might actually not be true. The Mayans apparently never really changed their culture, so the culture that you see around here has been the same for thousands of years. Right?
Yeah, and they apparently foreigners are exaggerating the culture.
Although a lady, when we made chocolate, told us that the first type of chocolate was made out of chocolate, sugar, and blood. So,
now they try different recipes till they got the.
and you know, you have to try blood at some point.
But here they don't eat it; they drink it. It's like hot chocolate. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that people now get this image of the Mayans that they were sacrificing animals and there was a lot of blood spilled in everything, and apparently it's more of a marketing thing. It's not really real.
Like us with the vampires. But they have angry birds and monkeys.
Oh yeah.
And jaguars who are apparently roaming the forests.
So that's really cool because you have what, eagles around, toucans,
black eagles.
parrots.
There was this black eagle. I think it's actually still.
It's there. I can see it there. Yeah. So if you have any binoculars, like we do, because we can actually see
we brought binoculars from Romania for this specific purpose.
I don't know why Edward brought it, to see the Mona Lisa, to see the eagles, a lot of things for it. But wow.
And another thing the guy told us is that, you know, everyone says that the Mayans pray to gods, but it's not exactly true either. In their cosmology, they believe in two gods.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting against the night continuously, and really they just pray to like a god, and they believe that they should be in balance with the world and with nature. So it's not as exotic as you think.
Oh my gosh.
They're not sacrificing anyone anymore.
Anymore, ever? Were they?
Probably not.
Wow, yeah, so they have a lot of eagles, like the ones you see in cartoons, you know, with the stripped neck, like empty neck, like a long one. Yeah, that one. They have it. Yeah, it's right on top there, like inside.
Like
and
in the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah, and also you can see the toucan, like in the wild, in the trees around here. You can hear the parrots also, the green ones.
But the monkey, the howling monkey, is by far the most spectacular.
Yeah, so we're just putting this out there because if you don't know there is such an animal like the howling monkey, it looks like a monkey but it makes like terrible noise.
Like a black metal singer.
Yeah, you would get scared thinking that some wild beast is going to attack you any moment. But no, apparently they just learned to do that sound so they are not, you know, attacked themselves. And there are a lot of bugs and everything. I was just looking at my feet. It looks like I was attacked by ants.
I'm doing okay. I mean, they tell you it could be a lot worse. A friend of mine who came here advised me to put like insect spray all over my body.
Yeah, mosquito spray.
It's been all right. And
did you?
Just a little bit.
Oh,
and
I did
usually
everything.
Bugs bite me.
Yeah, all the time.
You're
good.
right.
Yeah, but you're...
It's not as terrible as people say. It's really warm. It's really like...
yeah, bring water, bring sunscreen, bring hat, bring mosquito spray.
But it's not as terrible as people think if you actually manage to make it here. Because I think this could be like the greatest touristic place in the world. But it's still a bit rough getting here.
It's hard to get here. And your best bet is to come to Belize or fly to Flores.
Yeah. There are a few more Mayan sites, quite a few around here, but it's very hard to get to them because like the Mayan Empire was in what is now Guatemala, but also a little bit in like Belize and San Salvador and Honduras and Mexico maybe, I'm not sure. But it's not easy to get there. You're going to need a guide. You're going to need a lot of time. We basically, in almost a week, did two things. We did like two touristic sites just because it's so hard to get from one to the other. But is it worth the effort?
Yeah, so if you're into off the beaten path destinations as we are, if you're into culture and history and just that feeling of awe, then yes, Guatemala has it.
If you're into torturing yourself on the roads, if you're into torturing yourself on the long winding
Well,
roads.
that's what I said. Your best bet, if you want to come to Tikal, is to fly into Belize and then come here as a day trip or on a bus to stay here, or fly from Guatemala City to Flores. There is like a 1 hour domestic flight, and then from there you can get like buses, shuttles, tour agencies, or even rent a car. And driving around here is actually a lot better than driving from Guatemala City, like the thing we did. Yeah, that's doable for everybody. The only thing is that you have to remember this is a jungle, it's a tropical forest, and there are some temples in the tropical forest. Like I'm looking at a huge ant right now on the, yeah, and
It looks like a
and-
cross between a bee and an ant.
and you feel very hot. It's very sunny. Our skin is just not equipped to handle this weather, so that's the only big disclaimer. And yeah, you have to climb a bit if you want to walk around. It's not really that bad. It's just that it's very hot. It's very sunny, a bit humid. Right now it's March, which is like their dry season. This is good, but if you visit like in September or in summer, September, yeah, that's when things get ugly because it's their wet season. So during their wet season, you can expect like short rain, yeah. But it's just that the air feels very humid, so that would make it a lot more harder. It would make it harder to breathe.
The black eagle is circling us.
Yeah. Oh my God. This. Look, there's another one on top.
I think that's the one.
No. There are two. There are at least two. I saw them. Yeah. It's yeah.
It does look it is as amazing as it looks.
And in case you get tired or thirsty or a bit hungry, there are a few places in the park where you can get like cold drinks like water and soda, not beer though. They used to sell beer, but they don't. And also snacks, like Eddie got like some chips. And yeah, and I find it really cool that, look, they're selling it here. They don't have any fridge like buzzing or anything. They just brought their refrigerating crate and they keep it cool like that. And right next to us, right behind us over there, they have bathrooms. So you have everything you need. And yeah, I think that's very useful information. Just don't stress yourself too much. There are bathrooms in a few places. Just look at the map or buy a map at the entrance, as I said. And there are places where you can buy drinks. Of course, you can bring your own drinks, and I do recommend bringing your own water, but we ran out. So, yeah. Of course, these three things, like the water, the what did you get? The aloe vera juice and the Doritos small bag. It was 35 quetzal. That's like €4, around that. Oh my God, we just spent 5 hours and a half in this park in Tikal to see the pyramids. And at first we said that we're not going to do a whole thing, but we ended up going everywhere. And trust me, if you go on the sides, like on the other temples besides the main thing, there's not going to be anybody there. You're going to have this entire place to yourself, so that's kind of cool. Also, I don't think there's any chance that you might get lost because there are not that many pathways and you can see them clearly marked. And from time to time, you're also going to see some arrows pointing you through the next temple or to the exit or whatever it is the case. And also take a picture of the map that you'll find at the entrance, and at some other big temples you're going to find a map. And I still recommend.
I'm looking for the jaguar because we've seen every other animal they said we could see
on the map, on the guide. Yeah, that's why
left, which is the jaguar. Right?
I was saying that I still recommend buying the map with the guide and everything, because it's just 25 quetzal, which is $3, or euros, around that, roughly, that one. And it has the map and descriptions and also the list of animals and birds you might see here, and we were really lucky to see them all. Yeah, I think we were truly blessed with this visit, and also we got to experience the tropical jungle, which is not something you can do every day, and in such a safe environment, and to be able to walk around freely and go on different pathways. Okay, yeah, Tikal is worth it for this. Like, you have the tropical garden, which for us in Europe you can only see if you go to like a botanical garden and you go in the greenhouses, and those are really tiny usually. So this is like huge, and it's safe. I mean, I don't think they would allow you to walk around if there was a jaguar, you know, ready to eat you for dinner or lunch. So I think it's pretty safe and cool. And then you have, of course, the huge temples, the Mayan temples, which are just mind-blowing. Wow, what an experience. Yeah, do recommend it. 100% the trip was worth it, even for us driving here. Wow, yeah.
Congrats, you did it.
We did it. Now we just need to get out before the so-called jaguar eats us. I'm just kidding. And find something to eat because we are starving. Luckily, just outside the entrance, like where we parked the car, there is a visitor center and a restaurant and some other cool places around, including a hotel, which I had no idea about. So yeah, I think this place has a lot of potential to explode as a tourist attraction. I was looking for a monkey, but no. You never know in these tropical jungles what you're gonna see. Yeah, so take your time, enjoy it. It's open from 6 to 6 because they are dependent on daylight. You don't want to be lost here at night. There is no lighting, and definitely one day is enough, but you know, arrive early so you get a bit of a fresh air in the morning, so you can take your pictures and everything. Afterwards it gets really sunny and hot and you might not feel so energized anymore. Okay, now we are making our way towards the exit. I'll keep you updated if we make it out of here, because you keep on hearing weird sounds and you don't know what's happening. It just occurred to me that as you enter, you'll find the first pyramid over here, which is very nice and restored. But then as you walk a bit, you find this hill, and then just a few meters away from that hill, there's another hill. And these are not just simply hills, these are temples. They are like the Mayan pyramids. And here they're still undiscovered, unexcavated. So basically the entire area excavated, it's much smaller than what it used to be, the city. So by the time you visit, probably, hopefully, they will have more money, funds to excavate more of these sites. So it's going to be even more mind-blowing. So just occurred to me right now as we were walking back that these small hills are pyramids. Wow. And apparently they also have a truck to bring people. I don't know if it's for employees or for, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like they're for tourists. So if you want not walk through all of this scorching sun heat, you can go in the shuttle. So they do offer that. I was just thinking about that. Yeah. And because we were starving, we stopped at the restaurant of the park here. Eddie got, there are some vegetarian options, so Eddie got the soup of beans and with rice instead of bacon. I also got fries and a salad. This is an Italian salad apparently, but doesn't have meat, so that's good for me. And we're just waiting for the fried beans, black beans, and tortilla. Good morning from El Remate near Tikal. This is where we spent 2 nights. This is our second morning here, and we are getting ready to drive back to Guatemala City, which hopefully will only take us 2 days. So back to the driving issue. But right now we are getting ready. We had melon for breakfast, also some avocado with tortilla, and we enjoy this beautiful, beautiful view of the lake here, Petan Lake. And yeah, I do recommend this place, this accommodation. If you're into beautiful views, the internet is great, which is not very easy to find here in Guatemala. And also I want to mention the fact that water is not drinkable here in Guatemala. So basically you will have to just buy water everywhere, but don't worry, you'll find it everywhere. And also all hotels offer at least 2 small bottles of water, but you can easily buy from any supermarket, and there are like small local ones everywhere. And you can pay with card almost everywhere. And when we rented the car, the first thing we did the next morning was to get to the supermarket in the mall and just buy ourselves like 8 liters, yeah, 8 liters water tank, I don't know, bottle, huge bottle of water, which we keep in the car and refilling our smaller bottles, so that's really good. And also here in the jungle, the mosquito spray, insect repellent, was really good because I have bites all over my legs. Eddie has almost none, but you know, if you're like me, you're gonna need it like a lot, in the sunscreen as well. So yeah, Guatemala is not as scary as we initially thought. It's just that logistically is more complicated than it first looks when you look at the map. So you always need to have enough time to travel from one place to the other. Although the map says just 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers, that's probably going to be one entire day. And waking up at 5 or 6, it's one thing you will need to do, especially if you plan on driving a lot that day. Also here was very hard to sleep past 5 because it's 9 right now and you can still hear the roosters around. It's been going on for a while. But I cannot complain because I went to sleep at 8 p.m. That I was that tired after the visit at Tikal, which by the way is amazing. You should go watch our video on that. And yeah. And we are ready to go. Yeah, all packed. Let's see where today will take us. I have no idea, but we have 3 days to get to Guatemala City to catch our plane to Costa Rica. So just let's hope for the best. If today doesn't go as planned, it's shoot for stars. If today doesn't go as planned, tomorrow we're gonna stop panicking tomorrow. But today's that's for another day. Today's chill.